Welcome to Sacred Stream Radio with Isa Gucciardi. The following are two excerpts from talks Isa gave in the summer of 2010 in Rhode Island. The first is on the role of healer in modern society, and the second is on universal flow.
When I'm training people how to be healers, what I'm trying to show them how to do is how to get their own personal energy system configured in such a way as that it can participate as fully in the larger universal flow of experience which is all around us and in which human beings' experience exists. So when I talk about full participation on the part of the practitioner, what I'm talking about is the practitioner doing the work that they need to do in order to be able to expand their capacities to hold larger and larger fields of experience. And in order to do that, you have to work on removing blocks to your own knowing of yourself. And you have to work on removing your aversions to particular types of experience. And you have to work on your desire to be attached to having certain kinds of experience. There's a real kind of flattening of taste, if you will, that has to happen, and which happens naturally when you learn how to align yourself with these larger spheres of experience that, of course, in shamanism are referred to as helping spirits, or, Christians would refer to as being in the heart of Jesus or something like that. But it doesn't really matter how you refer to it. What matters is, are you really able to genuinely and authentically move into these larger spheres of participation by configuring your energy system in a particular way. So in depth hypnosis, the thing that I teach people how to do is I teach them how to merge with these spheres of experience. This is a technique that's adapted from shamanism. When you are working as a shaman, what you are doing is you are really becoming what's called a hollow bone, where you allow the power of these larger fields of experience that in shamanism are expressed as spirits to come through you to affect things on the material level. And so in depth hypnosis, I teach people how to do this merge, where you're actually learning how to hold the larger energy system of the teacher that has come to you through something like the shamanic journey. And that's sort of like an exercise. That's kind of like getting on the exercise bike, and you learn how to hold that, and you learn how to hold that, and then you learn how to hold that and talk to someone else while you are participating on that energetic level. And then, what develops is a larger and larger capacity to be able to listen to guidance that's happening, that's coming through you. And of course, at the edge of death, there is a huge opening. There is a portal that opens, and the veil gets very, very thin. And the power of death is very palpable to someone who is configured in that way. And then because you are able to perceive that and hold that, you then become the ground for that much larger level of experience that death is for the person in front of you who's suffering, whether they're dying or whether it's a member of the family. So you have to keep yourself focused in a particular way in order to be able to be effective in being that ground. And that work that you have to do to be effective in that particular way is the work of depth hypnosis, which is, I'm looking at my aversions, I'm looking at my attachments, I'm looking at the places where I have wrong knowing about things. I'm repairing what I need to repair within myself in terms of soul loss. I'm repairing what I need to repair within myself in terms of power loss. I am removing any energetic interferences that would get in the way of my ability to be as clear a channel for this power of the divine, however that wants to be expressed or labeled, coming through, in your case, in the time of death. And so the great thing about working around death is that there is no denying this larger power. Like, this is one of the reasons that I was originally attracted to working with hospice, is because people have to put down their masks. They have to stop their lies. They have to look at the way in which authentic experience is the only way toward freedom, And so you're really helping people with that. And in order to be able to help someone with that, you have to step into that. Mm-hmm. And in order for you to step into that, you have to leave behind a whole bunch of karmic detritus that is useful to no one. And you have to change the way that you define yourself and the way that you participate. Fear is in itself not trusting. And one of the things that you're seeing about fear, like when you're thinking about looking at the universal flow and all of the activity you have to go through to try to manage your fear in terms of swimming upstream, that there is a loss of vision and a loss of awareness of the larger things around you that could be supporting you, such as the flow. And I think that that feeling goes away as you keep allowing yourself to stay present and trusting, even when things do not seem to be going the way that you want them to go. It is true that once you let go into the universal flow, that you do get tested in terms of your ability to be able to accept whatever is happening on the one hand, and on the other hand, being able to stay attentive and aware to what it is that you need in order to be able to accomplish a goal or preserve your safety or navigate through a new situation. So there is this kind of delicate balance and a delicate dance between allowing things to happen that you didn't expect to happen or that you didn't plan to happen, trusting that you're going to be okay anyway, so that you can stay aware to the things that are happening in the environment that could support you in ways that you had not foreseen, because you didn't even know they existed in the environment. When you're swimming against the flow, you don't see aspects of the landscape because of the struggle. But once you're in it and you've stopped struggling, things will definitely happen that you did not want to happen. That's the way life is. Life is not dictated by our will, actually, even though our will has this big idea that it is. And that the events that happen against, quote unquote, against our will are the ones that are some of the greatest teachers. They're like the crucible on which the back of our will is broken. And most of us, when we have that kind of crucible present itself, redouble our efforts to try to make our will overcome whatever it is that's happening. And you see that with the OCD, right? But the task is to, let go, allow whatever's happening to happen, while at the same time not dropping into hopelessness, not dropping into despair, not withdrawing in anger, but staying present, so that as you're getting carried by the universal flow and as things are happening that you did not expect to happen, you're able to stay closely keyed in to your needs in the moment, safety, navigation, need for particular resources, and to be able to recognize things in the environment that could provide those to you. And be able to align yourself with those things so that you can actually get your needs met ultimately. And if you can be happy with whatever is happening, because you know that whatever is happening is going to provide you with some new way of getting your needs met that you hadn't really considered before, then you are always open to the flow. You don't get rigid. You don't get constricted. You don't try to get into these little islands and try to keep the flood away from you. You don't constrict and create a vacuum where you have to constantly keep bailing a boat with a hole in it. So ultimately, this really is the only way to be happy. There isn't another way to be happy.
Thanks for listening to Sacred Stream Radio, brought to you by the Foundation of the Sacred Stream and Red Cow Records. For more information, please visit us on the web at sacredstream.org.